Hey guys, hey, this is Robert Jean, and of course I'm here in Oklahoma, and someone had written me and asked me the question, how does the ego fit into my logical thinking and my system? Well, you have to understand, if you go back to the basics of how the mind works and how it actually operates, because what is ego really? Now, of course, there's some belief systems out there and some trainings that the ego is the bad guy, edging God out, maybe putting yourself first, or, it's like, but Eckhart Tolle, he wrote the book called The Power of Now, and he clearly said what the ego is, which I totally agree with, and that is ego is just merely programming. So that means from your life experiences, you accumulate concepts and ideas of who you are and how you are, and from that, you'll operate in the world. All right. But then later on in this book, he creates what you call a straw man called the ego. Now, straw man, if you don't know what it is, it's just clothes with straw in it, and they can't fight back. And so what he ended up creating is you call the ego as the bad guy. So that means, you may put yourself first, or you may want to defend yourself or think highly of yourself. But the real problem is it's very egotistical to think you're the worst person, you're the guilty one, and that people should use and abuse you. But the truth is the ego actually says, brush the teeth you want to keep, drive on the right side of the road so you don't get hurt. So the ego is truly a system in which the brain has figured out how to keep you alive and safe. Now, the problem is we do have what you call not so perfect experiences in our life. That means we have people who raised us in our world. And say you think about it, you got a pair of parents, and their whole sole responsibility by the culture says you're responsible for this child. You got to raise them up to do the right thing based on where you come from. And then again, most of us also have what you call parents who have emotional issues and problems. And so they will train us to be just like them by our interaction. Now our brain will accumulate this information. It'll create what you call our value system. So what you want to do is, what I train is how to make peace, transform unpleasant memories and experiences. And as you do that, then your ego or personality style will improve. Because you do think about it, even if someone was to offer their body as a sacrifice, it's driven by their ego. And they think they may be doing great service for God or for themselves or for other people, which is also feeding themselves. So everything we do is based on about what we think and how we perceive things to be. And it's very egotistical to think that everyone should do it your way, or that they're not doing the right way. And how many times when I work with individuals said my parents didn't love me the right way. They didn't cuddle me, or they didn't do this or that the right way, which is very egotistical to think they should do it the way you expected. But the weird thing is that oftentimes our parents, you, even yourself, will only do the best you can based on what you hold within you. Good and or bad is based on the ego. So is the ego bad? And it's absolutely 100% not true. It's not bad. It's a survival system. It's designed to keep you alive in alignment to what you've been programmed and taught to believe in what you do within you. So is the ego bad? No. But people who say the ego is bad, that's their ego speaking, saying egos are bad. And to want nothingness, or to have nothing, is the act of wanting something called nothing. So what you want to do, in my personal opinion, is clear out any emotional hurts and pains, and then rewrite your memories to where you're going to be doing and acting more kind for yourself and for others. And just do remember, everything you do, regardless of where you are in the world, is based on your ego. To be egotistical, you have to understand, people who think highly of themselves and value themselves greatly, people oftentimes in big industries or religions don't like that, because you cannot control someone who has value within themselves. It's easy to manipulate people who think very lowly of themselves, which is very egotistical, by the way. But it's easier to manipulate people who don't like themselves. And people who don't like themselves actually don't like people who do like themselves. So there's a weirdness to this all. And the weird thing is that we're all trying to find what we think is the best based on our own representations and or ego. So ego is not edging God out. Ego is not a bad thing. Now, I will say this. There are some people who have what you call bad programming, unpleasant, mean, or whatever it is that they do from within them. And to them, there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly normal, just like you passing judgment on what they do. So just forgive your parents, forgive yourself, and make peace with yourself and do the right thing. Use your ego to do the right thing. This is Robert Jean here in the great state of Oklahoma. Learn how to love yourself, like yourself from within yourself, because what you do up here, you do to others. So be nice. Your ego, appreciate that. Peace.